Leanie, and I recently graduated from the Gerrit Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam. I was in a small department there called Design Lab, and it was led by Bas van Beek. In my second year, I did a collaboration with one of my best friends called Paul Bauer. He made a fashion collection based on gangsters. So I did some research in gangster lifestyle, and I watched films like Menace to Society and Juice, and I realized that beyond the kind of projection of luxury and the kind of gang lifestyle, I'm talking about like the jewelry and all the accessories, because I was going to make an accessory, all they really kind of have is swagger. And so I wanted to basically design an accessory that basically enforces this. So this is called the Limp Shoe. So basically what it does is enforces gangster swagger on whoever wears it. So at this stage, you can pretty much buy your own attitude or buy your own walk. So what I initially thought was quite a silly project, emphasized quite an important point to me, and it emphasized to me that there's quite an extreme power in accessories and the way that we can control our bodies, and that currently fashion has been quite static in this, and that it hasn't really enhanced or altered the performance of the body in any way. So this led me to write my thesis, and my thesis was an investigation into the ways that we are currently controlling our bodies. We're all playing God, whether it's to optimize functionality by integrating bionic parts, or if it's to modify to perfect ourselves. I looked at different aspects of modern life and current subcultures and technological advancements to accurately predict a future for the human body, and also in turn the future of accessories, so what accessories we will desire or require. For my graduation project, I made an accessory that critically transcended fashion. I looked at what the high heel is currently doing, and I pushed it over. And I did that because I wanted to test the lines between what is sexy and what is grotesque by following the same rules as the fashion industry does. So currently, the high heel has really fantastic attributes. It elevates the woman, it straightens your posture, it adds a sound effect, it shapes your legs, and it also sends subtle lewd messages to the outside world. But all these wonderful attributes also come at a big cost. It makes women seem quite vulnerable. It could make you seem like an easy conquest, like in the animal kingdom. And this tension, and also the fanatic role that the high heel plays in fashion is what attracted me to this theme. So, my first prototype, I wanted to test how far beyond the current heel is mobility still possible? So what I did is I basically strapped some wedges in, so 3 degrees first, then 6 degrees, then 9 degrees, to see at what point she cannot move anymore. And also to see what happens to the shape of the body. How can I control it? And my conclusion was that mobility is possible between 3 and 6 degrees. Right. So in the second prototype that I made, I have now successfully physically manipulated the body, and I got very excited with the results. The movements are really becoming amplifications of what the high heel traditionally does. And in this prototype, the shoe has become an accessory to the posture. So with all trying to create a new beauty standard, you have to test the extremes. So here, I was basically testing also what more severe shapes do to the whole silhouette. And it became pretty hardcore. So, to find an aesthetic language that would make sense, I looked at my current results. So at the moment, the legs are animalistically flexed. The body is suggestively bent forward. Her butt is lewdly sticking out. Her back essentially arched. So with this new posture, a very interesting discovery is that conventionally, I've discovered two completely unseen bodily zones in the fashion industry, or in the fashion business. One being the underside, the very kind of sensitive underside of the foot, the soles of the feet, and the other being the underside of the butt. So I was thinking, like, is this maybe a new area that is worth adorning in future? So this was the result of the project, a little bit less scary. Scary Beautiful is a project that finds its balance between two opposing forces. It uses fashion methods and aesthetics to critique current beauty standards, but simultaneously is a future projection of the potential of fashion. This video forms a crucial part of the project. The public's reaction to this project was quite interesting. People were furious that these shoes actually existed, but they obviously failed to read that they were angry about the same things that I was critiquing about. This was always my intention. I did choose high heels because they're very strong communicators, because of their stigma and also the heritage that they have. The fashion industry was actually quite convinced by them. They really thought it was the next evolution. I was requested to send it to Nicola Formaschetti's studio for a Gaga video, and also they were also requested by Dutch Vogue. They also traveled the internet. They went a little bit viral. And then the American TV shows got a hold of them. They were featured on Anderson Cooper, The Today Show, and shows like The Doctors have been hounding me for an expose interview for who is this monster woman-hating designer. So conclusively, from all the attention, I was thinking, okay, so I've basically gathered 2 points. I think the fashion industry is quite bored, and they are quite ready for an evolution. And the public is kind of sick of current beauty standards. Further, in the fashion and beauty industry, perfection can be reached by cosmetic surgery. People are wise to the powers of Photoshop. People are sick of not being enough. And it's what lies beyond this perfection, this projection of perfection, that is truly interesting and alluring. Personally, I want to continue to transcend fashion, but not by adding extra functionality, but by adding content. Design is for everyone. It's accessible. It can be seen as the gateway drug to more sophisticated forms of communication like art. So let's use it to spread important messages. Thank you.